also taking long overdue steps to stand up to China's chronic trade abuses. Have to do it. Somebody had to do it.
也没有可以对中国人民颐使气指的教师爷。
In high-stakes arena of international relations, the personalities of world leaders emerge as influential forces shaping global dynamics. Beyond being figureheads, these leaders are architects of policies, architects of alliances, and navigators of geopolitical waters. Consider a hypothetical global summit. Envision Donald Trump's assertive presence dominating discussions, Xi Jinping's diplomatic finesse fostering cooperation,
当前数字经济发展日新月异。
and Narendra Modi's meticulous planning ensuring efficient outcomes. Each leader embodies distinct traits from the five-factor model of personality, such as extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, and openness to experience. Emmanuel Macron, embodying the Hexaco model with honesty, humility, deftly navigates the complexities of the European Union, showcasing fairness and modesty in her leadership. However, not all leaders exhibit virtuous traits. Some embody the dark triad, showcasing malevolent qualities like psychopathy, narcissism, or Machiavellianism.
And next year are absolutely critical. If we miss the targets, if we are not sufficiently ambitious and efficient, if we don't move our standards and portfolio, trust of our people will be lost.
Leadership styles also vary. Charismatic leaders like Nelson Mandela inspire nations during crises. Transactional leaders like Angela Merkel focus on pragmatism and negotiations.
Und darum geht es für Sie morgen.
And that is what is at stake for you tomorrow, because this is your country and you decide on your future government.
Und diese zukünftige Regierung, ich glaube darüber...
And this future government, I think we all agree, should ensure prosperity, security and peace.
Für Frieden sorgen.
And transformational leaders like Mahatma Gandhi ignite movements that reshape history. A leader's personality not only influences domestic policies, but also colors how nations perceive their country on the global stage. For instance, Putin's steely resolve elicits both admiration and fear, while Trump's bold and unpredictable Twitter diplomacy kept the world guessing. These personalities ripple through the geopolitical pond, impacting alliances based on personal chemistry and crisis management. Moreover, charismatic leaders wield soft power through eloquence or compassion, influencing international relations profoundly. Geopolitics is not merely the interaction of geography, power, and politics. It's also a stage where leaders, with their distinctive characteristics and strategies, leave deep marks. By understanding the intricacies of leadership in geopolitics, we can better comprehend the forces driving international relations and the opportunities and challenges they present on a global scale. Globally, distinct personality traits often define the styles and strategies of influential figures. One standout trait is oratory prowess, exemplified by leaders like Narendra Modi, Donald Trump, and Xi Jinping. Modi's eloquence and ability to resonate with diverse audiences through compelling speeches are evident, as seen in his impactful addresses on global platforms.
इन हजारों परिवारों के सपने जब साकार होते हैं, तो उनके आशीर्वाद मेरी सबसे बड़ी पूंजी होते हैं.
Similarly, Trump's charismatic and direct communication style has made headlines and provoked reactions worldwide.
The 22-year-old nursing student in Georgia who was barbarically murdered by an illegal alien animal. The Democrats say, please don't call them animals, they're humans. I said, no, they're not humans, they're not humans, they're animals.
Meanwhile, Xi Jinping's diplomatic finesse and use of humor contribute to his ability to engage and influence both domestic and international audiences.
也绝不允许任何外来势力欺负、压迫、奴役我们。
Decisiveness is another shared characteristic among these leaders, reflecting their confidence and authority in decision-making. Modi's bold initiatives, such as demonetization and environmental policies, highlight his resolute approach.
कि भारत ऑस्ट्रेलिया के संबंध 3E पर आधारित है. एनर्जी, इकोनॉमी और एजुकेशन यानी कभी सी, कभी डी, कभी ई.
Trump's assertiveness in trade negotiations and foreign policy decisions show his willingness to take decisions.
I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was busted until I came along. I said, everybody's going to pay. They said, well, if we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? I said, absolutely not. They couldn't believe the answer. And everybody, you never saw more money pour in.
Similarly, Xi Jinping's firm stance on issues like territorial disputes demonstrates his strong leadership style. Humor serves as a fine diplomatic tool, adding depth to leaders' personalities as well as enhancing their engagement with others. Xi Jinping's subtle wit and humor have been noted during diplomatic engagements, fostering rapport and easing tensions.
Humankind is a community with a shared future. China can only do well when the world is doing well.
Trump's use of humor, sometimes controversially, has played a role in shaping public perceptions. Modi's sociable humor contribute to his approachable image, facilitating connections with wider audiences.
खुश रहिए, आनंद से रहिए. एक बार फिर से आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
A mix of national identity, territoriality, and leaders' personalities impacts geopolitical landscapes. Take Narendra Modi, whose leadership encompasses Hindu nationalism, prioritizing the interests of India's majority Hindu population. His policies and rhetoric promote Hindu culture, occasionally leading to tensions with minority groups. Similarly, Donald Trump's America First approach reflects a form of populist nationalism, showcasing domestic priorities over global commitments. This stance has reshaped U.S. foreign policy, strained alliances, and sparked disputes with other nations. Territorial disputes and identity politics further complicate international relations.
和平方式实现祖国统一，最符合包括台湾同胞在内的中华民族整体利益。
For instance, disputes over maritime boundaries in the South China Sea have heightened tensions between China and its neighbors, like Vietnam and the Philippines. China's assertive actions to reinforce its territorial claims reflect its leadership's commitment to national sovereignty, but also destabilizes regional stability. Leaders' assertive behaviors can exacerbate conflicts and shape diplomatic strategies. Russia's annexation of Crimea under Vladimir Putin, framed as protecting ethnic Russians and asserting territorial control, triggered a wider Ukraine war.
В гуманитарной сфере тоже отношения развиваются. У нас это, безусловно, создает такую хорошую атмосферу для того, чтобы наладить в сфере безопасности в Европе. И я хочу поблагодарить тебя.
In the Middle East, Israel's settlement expansion policy under Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has fueled tensions with Palestine, leading to wider Israel-Hamas war.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible says that there is a time for peace and a time for war. This is a time for war for our common future.
The link between business connections and political leadership shows how economic interests and governance are tangled. In Russia, President Vladimir Putin's close connections with oligarchs have shaped economic policies and reinforced his grip on power. Putin's government has supported certain business interests while cracking down on others. Similarly, in China, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, maintains strong ties with state-owned enterprises and influential business figures, such as Jack Ma of Alibaba. These relationships have strategic implications for China's economic policies. In Brazil, President Jair Bolsonaro pursued a polarizing approach by targeting marginalized communities, including indigenous peoples and LGBTQ+ individuals. Bolsonaro's rhetoric has stoked social divisions and contributed to rising tensions within Brazilian society.
Se cara entrar na tua casa, se tiver uma arma, legal, você pensar para atirar nele, você tá morta. Você tem que atirar nele. O cara tem que saber que se invadir uma propriedade privada, tá? Ele vai ter uma reação.
In Hungary, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has adopted nationalist policies that prioritize ethnic Hungarians and promote anti-immigrant sentiment. Orbán's government has been criticized for undermining democratic institutions and curtailing press freedom, echoing concerns about the erosion of liberal values.
Akkora győzelmet arattunk, hogy még a Holdról is látszik, de Brüsszelből egészen biztosan. az egész világ láthatta ma este itt Budapesten.
Meanwhile, in the Philippines, President Rodrigo Duterte's populist leadership style has been characterized by controversial campaigns against drug trafficking, which have resulted in thousands of extrajudicial killings.
That I am committed to stop drugs before I go up. Which means to say, Father, Monsignor, Bishop, which means to say, marami pang patayan to. Kasi lumalaban talaga yan.
The global impact of leaders like Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and Benjamin Netanyahu extends across diverse geopolitical arenas, showcasing the complex interplay between authoritarian governance, ethnic nationalism, and international relations. In Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has pursued a populist and nationalist agenda, emphasizing Turkish identity and challenging Western influences. Erdogan's leadership has been marked by crackdowns on dissent, media censorship, and military interventions in neighboring regions like Syria, demonstrating a shift towards assertive nationalism in Turkish foreign policy.
Suriye'nin kuzeyindeki terör bataklığını kurutmak ülkemizin en öncelikli meselesidir. Güney sınırımızda adeta kanser hücresi gibi büyüyen, müttefiklerimizin ağır silahlarıyla büyütülen bu yapı ortadan kalkmadıkça Türkiye kendini emniyette hissedemez.
In India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Hindu nationalist agenda has stirred domestic tensions and drawn international scrutiny. Modi's policies, including the revocation of Kashmir's autonomy and the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act, reflect a vision of India cantered around Hindu identity, challenging the secular foundations of the country. Moreover, the rise of authoritarian leaders and the resurgence of ethnic nationalism pose significant challenges to global integration and stability.
यहाँ पे हम सब क्रैकडाउन में जैसे हैं, हम हाउस अरेस्ट हैं और बोला कि यहाँ 1000 बार रात के 2 बजे 2:30 बजे से कंटिन्यू फोर्स आ रहा है.
Fumio Kishida, Japanese Prime Minister, has left a notable impact on Japan's political landscape during his tenure as Prime Minister and President of the Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, since 2021. His leadership style has been characterized by a proactive approach to both domestic and international affairs, reflecting a commitment to advancing Japan's interests on the global stage. Kishida has prioritized strengthening Japan's security alliance with the United States and regional partners, aligning with the strategic vision set forth by his predecessor, Shinzo Abe. Recognizing the evolving security landscape, Kishida admits the importance of maintaining a robust defense posture to navigate emerging security challenges effectively. In terms of nationalism and identity, Kishida, much like Abe, has championed initiatives aimed at preserving Japanese pride and heritage. His policies seek to uphold traditional culture and values, contributing to a broader narrative of national identity within Japan. Economically, Kishida grapples with the legacy of Abenomics, the economic policies initiated by Shinzo Abe. This economic framework includes aggressive monetary easing by the Bank of Japan, increased public spending through fiscal stimulus to boost demand, and structural reforms aimed at enhancing productivity and competitiveness. Despite progress made under Abenomics, challenges such as income inequality and an aging population continue to pose significant hurdles to Japan's long-term economic sustainability.
To ensure this change takes hold, we must achieve sustained structural wage increases and promote investment through private-public cooperation. Economy, I'm putting the highest priority on the economy.
Looking ahead, Fumio Kishida's legacy is poised to center around enhancing security measures, strengthening alliances, and revitalizing Japan's economy. His decisions and policy initiatives will undoubtedly shape Japan's trajectory and role on the global stage.
法の支配に基づく自由で開かれた国際秩序は重大な挑戦を受けています。気候変動や格差など複雑で複合的な課題に
Joko Widodo, commonly referred to as Jokowi, has emerged as a prominent figure in Indonesian politics, celebrated for his people-centric governance and efforts to address socio-economic challenges facing the nation.
Mimpi kita di tahun 2045, produk domestik bruto Indonesia mencapai 7 triliun US dollar. Dan Indonesia sudah masuk ke 5 besar ekonomi dunia dengan kemiskinan mendekati 0%. Kita harus menuju ke sana.
His presidency has been characterized by a strong emphasis on infrastructure development, poverty alleviation, and social welfare initiatives aimed at improving the standard of living for ordinary Indonesians. One of Jokowi's signature initiatives is the ambitious infrastructure development program known as the Maritime Axis, which seeks to boost connectivity and economic development across Indonesia's vast archipelago. This initiative includes the construction of ports, roads, railways, and airports to facilitate trade and tourism, particularly in remote and underserved regions. In addition to infrastructure projects, Jokowi has prioritized poverty reduction through targeted social assistance programs.
Besok pagi-pagi aja ketemu ya. Saya punya ada perlu saya pengen saya sampaikan. Ya. Ya.
Such as the expansion of cash transfer programs and the provision of healthcare services to marginalized communities. His administration's focus on inclusive economic growth has helped reduce poverty rates and improve access to basic services for millions of Indonesians. Jokowi's pragmatic leadership style has also been evident in his response to religious tensions and ethnic diversity in Indonesia. Despite challenges related to religious extremism and intercommunal conflicts, Jokowi has emphasized tolerance and dialogue, seeking to promote social harmony and national unity. However, Jokowi's presidency has not been without criticism, particularly regarding his handling of human rights issues and environmental concerns, such as deforestation and pollution. Overall, Joko Widodo's people-centric policies and pragmatic approach to governance have earned him widespread popularity among Indonesians.
Indonesia juga telah memulai rehabilitasi hutan mangrove seluas 600.000 hektar sampai di 2024 terluas di dunia. Indonesia juga telah merehabilitasi 3 juta lahan kritis antara tahun 2010 sampai 2019.
Rishi Sunak, as Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK, exemplified a strategic approach to economic management and policy implementation. In the financial year 2022 to 23, Sunak paid over £500,000 in tax, reflecting an effective tax rate of 23%, after realizing a £1.8 million profit on his investment in a US fund, culminating in total earnings and gains of £2.23 million. This financial transparency highlights Sunak's personal adherence to tax regulations, a quality relevant to his broader economic stewardship. Sunak's leadership priorities include ambitious pledges aimed at addressing key national challenges. Notably, the government's commitment to halve inflation by the end of 2023 reflects a targeted approach to controlling economic pressures and supporting citizens' purchasing power. Furthermore, ongoing assessments of progress in reducing regional inequality, aligning with net zero greenhouse gas emission targets, and bolstering affordable housing initiatives highlight Sunak's multifaceted economic agenda.
Secondly, we're starting to see mortgage rates come down now too. And thirdly, because economic conditions have improved and the plan is starting to work, we're able to start cutting people's taxes. 27 million people in January in their pay packets will start to see the benefit of that tax cut, which is worth around £450 to someone earning an average salary of £35,000.
In addressing social welfare, Sunak referenced during Prime Minister's questions, PMQs, that there are 1.7 million fewer people in poverty than in 2010, a significant statistic indicating progress in poverty reduction efforts. Despite notable achievements, some targets set by Sunak's administration have faced challenges. Evaluations of progress on reducing regional inequality, managing greenhouse gas emissions, ensuring affordable housing availability, and controlling energy prices highlighted complexities in policy implementation.
I will place economic stability and confidence at the heart of this government's agenda. This will mean difficult decisions to come.
In essence, world leaders, symbolizing diverse personalities and employing distinct leadership styles, significantly impact global dynamics and perceptions. From charismatic figures inspiring movements to assertive leaders shaping policy agendas, each personality leaves a deep mark on the geopolitical stage. By understanding the nature of leadership in geopolitics, we could gain deeper insights into the forces driving international relations and the pivotal role of individual leaders in shaping the course of history. Ultimately, the study of global leadership highlights the profound influence of human agency on the interconnected world we inhabit. Thanks for watching. Tell us about what you look into while listening to World Leaders.